Hi guys. So yes, I thought I'd be back with a Total War Warhammer related video. So yes, of course, Total War Warhammer 3 has been out the last 5 days. I've been playing loads and loads of it on my three campaigns with Cathay, the Ogres, and the Slanesh. I've been thoroughly enjoying it so far, despite the fact that I've had a few frustrations with the Realms of Chaos campaign with a few things throughout the narrative of the campaign. But the game itself is amazing. I'm loving it so far. I'm sure all of you are too. And even though we're all still playing the Chaos, the Realms of Chaos campaign, this apparently has been leaked, and this is what we're all really looking forward to. I think that was the narrative campaign of Total War Warhammer 3, the self-contained campaign is just to keep us busy, just to keep us occupied and have a bit of fun with that for the next, well, I assume for most of this year. But yes, the Immortal Empires map apparently has been leaked, as you can see here. This is from Reddit. Yeah, and it looks fantastic. Now, note to self, note at the bottom, it does say CA has stated that this is an old prototype, so the final map will likely be similar but not identical. But yeah, I just want to have a quick look at it and discuss what my thoughts on it and I think why I'm really, really excited. So obviously, this is combining all three games. Like, we already had Immortal Empires from Warhammer 1 and 2, which was just this, but obviously a bit smaller. Like, some bits were cut out. So obviously, the combined maps of 1 and 2 in that huge sandbox we had, Mortal Empires, that's what I mainly played. Mainly Mortal Empires. I did do a few Eye of the Vortex campaigns, but now with Warhammer 3 out, obviously playing the self-contained narrative campaign with the Realms of Chaos campaign. But now, yes, obviously not now, but this is in a few months' time, or maybe I assume much later on this year, or maybe earlier next year, we will be getting the Immortal Empires or Mortal Empires 2, whatever they call it. And this is glorious. Look at this. This is what I assume the map will look like similarly. Obviously, they said this is not the final build, but it's something similar like this. And it's glorious, isn't it? So as we can see, let's start off with Warhammer 1's territory. So someone's very kindly put this here. So blue is roughly identical to Mortal Empires, and pretty much the Total Warhammer 1's map is very similar. We've got the Empire, we've got Bretonia here, we've got the Orcs, we've got one of the Orc passes. Uh, We've got the Eastern Sylvania. Yeah, it's pretty much straight the same as it was. We've got Norska there. So yeah, Warhammer One's map is very. It's pretty much exactly how it always has been. Really, it might look a little bit different because obviously a bit of Warhammer One's map is in Total War Warhammer 3. So I assume it'll look a little bit different. But yeah, this is great. So we can play as the Empire, the Dwarves, the Orcs, the Vampires, Bretonia, whoever you want to play as from. Yep, it looks like it's going to be great. Looking at Warhammer 2, now I think Warhammer 2 has received a lot of attention because Warhammer 2 got shafted a little bit in Mortal Empires. As you can see here, the Southlands, a big chunk of it got cut off because you could see here modified from Mortal Empires. So a good chunk of the Southlands wasn't in Mortal Empires, and a little chunk, about a third, of Lustria wasn't in Mortal Empires either. So Warhammer 2 did get shafted a little bit, while Warhammer 1's map pretty much stayed the same. And obviously Nagaroth was a little bit smaller, but they've added a few bits there. But yeah, Warhammer 2 looks a lot better. We've got more or less got a bigger Lustria and a bigger region of the Southlands. That's fantastic. So we'll have more territory for Skaven, Lizardmen, the Tomb Kings. And over here, obviously Lustria's mainly Skaven, Lizardmen, Vampire Coast, Huntsmartle's Expeditions, and so forth. So that's great to see. Ulthuan looks more or less the same. Well, I've forgot to zoom in. Lustria, yeah, looks more or less the same as we can see here. Maybe a little bit shrunk in. Maybe it just look a bit smaller, a bit bigger. We don't know how yet bigger, but that does look big. So Ulthuan with the High Elves looks quite similar. As you can see, roughly identical to Mortal Empires. We can see bits of Nagaroth with the Dark Elves up here of Nagaron. It looks quite similar, but obviously with a few different alterations. So it just looked cool. Yeah, so I think this is great to see that we're going to be getting as much as we can, most of the old world and the new world. This is fantastic with bits that were cut out in the first Mortal Empires, with slightly new territories too. People have put Like first ever appearance. Like look at this down here. We have got like the South Pole. So I wonder what's going to be down here. Maybe Norscan factions, Chaos factions. We'll see. But yeah, we've got the South Pole looking here. That's brand new. So first ever appearance. And not Immortal Empires or modified from either Vortex or Chaos realms or Realms of Chaos campaign. So you can see here. And now let's get on to the Warhammer 3 map, which I want to mainly talk about. So as you can see, it's the east here. We've got all this up here. I think most of this was in. This is all in more Total War Warhammer 3, but it's been altered a little bit. So this looks really cool. It's been modified because obviously Warhammer 3's map is a bit weird because you've got obviously you have Norse, you have Kislev here, and then the map goes like this. But obviously they've gone back with the globe shape, and yes, so we have Kislev there, as we can see. Got the Ogre Kingdoms here with Mountains of Morn. Mountains of Morn just look a little bit scrunched in, personally. We'll see. Hopefully not too scrunched in, but I was expecting that. Then we've got the Plains of Zar here, which is obviously where the Chaos Dwarves are going to be starting. When they get announced, probably in a few months' time, we're going to get some teasers to the Chaos Dwarves, because they're definitely going to be the first major DLC race pack for Total War Warhammer 3. And very excitedly, we look at Cathay. Cathay's had a bit of a boon, because it looks like, obviously like a bit. I did say there's a chunk of Cathay was missing in the Realms of Chaos campaign for Warhammer 3. We felt like about a third of Chaos, about a third of Cathay was missing, and here we are. Look, the Plains of Zen are going to be making an appearance at Mount Lee and the Jungles of Chian. So yes, this is great. So obviously, we've Miao Ying, ruler of the northern provinces, so she'll be up here with the Great Bastion. Cool. Of the western provinces there. But then finally, we're going to get East Cathay, like I said, with the Plains of Zen, Mount Lee, and I assume southern Cathay down here with the Jungles of Chian, linking with the Celestial Riverlands. That's great. About a third of Cathay we're going to get. So Cathay will feel whole, because like I said, a little chunk of it is missing in Warhammer 3, which is a shame, but we still have all these lands here. So yeah, we'll get more of Cathay, well, the full version of Cathay. That's fantastic to see. And even more exciting, look at this. Obviously, there's no district here yet, but I think this is the framework and the templates for Koresh and Ind. So, oh my goodness, I think this is confirming that we're going to be getting Ind and Koresh as future DLC race packs, maybe in the next year, within the next year or two. So maybe they'll come out with this mega campaign map, combining all three games together. We will see. But yes, this is Koresh. No, I am looking forward to these guys. I really hope they get announced. Like Koresh especially, because Koresh look really unique. They're like snake people of blood naga queens. They seem really creepy and scary. So Koresh, that's good. And look how big Koresh is. It's like the same length of the Southlands. Koresh is big, man. It's and Ind too. Ind's pretty big as well. Like it's not much, about nearly the same size as Cathay. Ind. That's what like the tiger people of Ind with their. We will see obviously Warhammer's version of India, so that's going to be cool too. Sadly though, no Nippon, which is a shame. Nippon's like here, unless this. Oh, who's that? Goldberg and Roman. Sorry. Oh no, not again. Hang on. I'll just do that. So, Nippon, Koresh. Yeah. Nippon should be here, but they're not there, sadly, and maybe that's a sign they're not going to put in Nippon, which is a shame. I would have loved to see Nippon, because they're like samurais, an island of samurais off the coast of Cathay. That'd have been so cool. But what about this? What's this territory here? I don't want to know. Maybe this will be Nippon. We don't know. This is all speculation, but this is going to be huge. And my other concern is, say if you start with Cathay, how on earth are you ever going to get to Nagaron? See, because you are miles away from each other. It's like so far away from each other, you'll never see each other. Or say if you start down here. Say if you're, I don't know, who starts down here? I don't know. in the Mortal Empires campaign. Gurok. So you're Gurok down here. You're very, very unlikely going to get to like the Mountains of Morn or up here, are you, in any Warhammer 3 territory? So maybe it's going to be a globe. So literally, you can go from Eastern Cathay right to Nagaroth and confront the Dark Elves, because I do know the Dark Elves do raid bits of Eastern Cathay, don't they, in the Warhammer Fantasy lore? But maybe they'll implement the teleport rifts like they did in the Warhammer 3 main campaign, so maybe you can teleport all over the map. But it's going to be fantastic when this is confirmed. I think this is what everyone's really looking forward to, because I know, like I said, the Realms of Chaos campaign has been a bit hit and miss for some people. I like it personally, but I do think it's got a few problems, and it's a bit disappointing how it's constantly forcing you to go up to the Realms of Chaos instead of like building your empire. But you can forget all about that when the Immortal Empires or Mortal Empires 2 is unveiled. And so we've got, of course, Eastern Colonies down here, whatever this is going to be. Maybe that's an extension of Ind, or I think the elves are down there, high elves are down there. But yeah, this is great, guys. Any of you Warhammer fans, what do you think of this? I'm excited. This is going to be huge. I'm happy bits of Warhammer 2's map are being included back into this. Like I said, they were shafted a little bit in the first Mortal Empires, but this is going to be huge. All 3 games, Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2, and Warhammer 3 here. So yeah, guys, what are your thoughts? I'm happy. Like I said, I'm really happy we're getting more of Cathay. Ind and Koresh right here. I think that's a sign that we're going to be getting in Koresh. Well, obviously, their territories, their lands aren't included yet because they're not here yet. Chaos Dwarves will be here. Nippon, my fingers are crossed. Maybe something with Nippon here. Maybe, please. I would love Nippon, because samurais in the Warhammer Fantasy universe would just be so cool. So, but yeah, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Are you looking forward to it? Comment below. Let me know. So thank you for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you all very soon. I hope you're all enjoying Warhammer 3 as much as I am. Yes, who was your current favourite faction of Warhammer 3? As of right now, mine's probably Cathay or the Ogres right now. But I've already played 3 campaigns. There's still 5 others to do. That's not including when the Chaos Dwarves get announced, probably much later on this year. Woohoo! So yeah, because we know the game's got such a massive life cycle, but we know we're going to get so many future DLCs, legendary lords. Look how big both Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 got from launch, like how big the game's got. So we know all 8 factions are going to be getting legendary lord additions, more unit packs, and race packs, like I said, with the Chaos Dwarves in Nippon and Koresh. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.